Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show. I'm your host, Dominic Konowski. Now, folks, before we get into this video, I just want to say subscribe if you end up liking the vibe. But first of all, just thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. It's a true honor. And I gotta say, though, we are always the first channel here on YouTube to get any video out whenever there's any kind of news, especially when it's breaking news. This is the place that you want to be. With that said, the MLB lockout is less than 6 hours away. And in that period of the lockout, there will be no trades, there will be no free agent signings, and during the making of this video, there are still over 300 unsigned free agents on the market. And right now, the New York Yankees, well, they have been dead quiet so far in the offseason, and right here, this is supposed to be one of the most busiest periods in the free agency for the MLB offseason. And we don't know when this lockout could end. This could delay the 2022 season. This could go months, or this could only go a few days. It's very uncertain. And the fact is, the New York Yankees have made no moves to acquire players, especially big name players. In fact, they have lost a lot of players. Tyler Wade traded off. Andrew Velasquez claimed off waivers. Greg Allen claimed off waivers. Rougned Odor released. Clint Frazier released, ended up being signed by the Cubs not too long ago. Now, the New York Yankees were expressing a lot of interest in the shortstop department under names such as Carlos Correa and Corey Seager. Corey Seager has already signed with the team, so they're out of that ways. There is a lot of talk about the New York Yankees going for Adrian Simmons and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Now, if the Yankees go for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, his 2021 splits features a 271 batting average, a 312 on base percentage, and then a 357 OPS. Career stats splits are 265, 316, and 354. This is a guy that is not a top 3 shortstop. I wouldn't even put him in the top 5 category, but he is a solid shortstop. The New York Yankees do not need elite defense. They need a guy that could get on base, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with a on-base percentage of 312 last season and a career on-base percentage above 315. I think he would be a very good fit for the New York Yankees for, I would say, maybe about 2 to 3 seasons as a whole. And then going on to Simmons, a very low year for him, a career worse year for Simmons, as his splits were 233, 283, and 274. Career-wise, though, batting average, not the most consistent hitter, 265, very solid, though. Overall, about the same as Kiner-Falefa when it gets on base, a 313 career on-base percentage, and then a 369 OPS. Going on to Matt Olson now. New York Yankees looking for a first baseman. They do not need one, though. Because let me remind you, DJ LeMahieu, he could play first base. Luke Voit, they still have Luke Voit on the team. Luke Voit was so good in that shortened season, and the last season just featured a lot of injuries for him. I think he's going to come back very strong this season. They have not really expressed any interest in getting Anthony Rizzo, which I am personally surprised on, but not quite frankly too much surprised, because overall Anthony Rizzo does want a lot of money, and he produced, I would say, mediocre at-bats. Yankee fans, including myself, loved Anthony Rizzo, but what he did for the time on the New York Yankees was not really much, and I wouldn't even say that it was solid work. It was respectable, but not solid. Going for Matt Olson, who's a first baseman who batted 271, with a 371 on-base percentage. The Yankees need guys that could get on base. They have a lot of power hitters. They do not have a lot of guys that could draw walks. Matt Olson does that. Overall splits last season, 271, 371, 540. Career-wise, 252, 348, and 511. Very solid, and if the Yankees do trade for him, they would be sending a lot of prospects over, and a few of their major league guys. Most notable one I would go as far as saying is Luke Voit. Comment down below what you guys think. I'm Dominic Konowski, and I'm signing out. Peace.